Hey guys, so I read your answers on modes and I didn't do a very good job explaining it. Or you're having a lot of fun outside and are not doing a good job um, explaining it back. So I'm going to explain modes to you. Modes is something that sounds fancy. You look it up online, it looks all hoity-toity, but actually it's much easier than it appears. And a mode is the way we can explain why we have sharps and why we have flats. There are 7 modes. Often what we're doing when we're playing our classical music, we're only using 2 of them, and we call them our major and our minor key. So I'm going to show you what a mode is. I'm going to show you it in those 2 keys. All right. So we have a mode, which is a pattern. It's a pattern as how much space between one note and the next. I can either have a whole step or a half step. Those are my only options. I'm going to show you on my piano right here. I have my white keys and I have my black keys. The distance between each key from one to the next is a half step. So from here to here is a half step. From here to here is a half step. From here to here is a half step because there's no black one in between. From each note to the next is a half step. So if there's not a black note in between, that means that from that white one to that white one is a half step. If I take my mode, my Ionian mode, the pattern is going to be from note 1 to the note 2, a whole step. From note 2 to 3, a whole step. From 3 to 4 is a half. Whole, half. That's my pattern. Whole, half. Whole, half. I can take and begin that same pattern on any note I want. If I start it here, whole, half, whole, whole, which means I have to go up to this, half. So in order to keep that pattern consistent, the Ionian mode, that pattern, my key of G, going from G to G, is going to have one sharp, which is the F. If I do it at the B, I'm going to go whole, half. No. Oh, I'm messing up. B flat. There we go. B flat, whole, half, whole, half. I have 2 flats in the key of B flat because I have to keep that pattern the same. The pattern is called an Ionian mode. If I go to the minor key, that's called the Aeolian mode. It's the same idea, different pattern. Okay, I'm going to start on the key of A, and instead of going whole, half, I'm going to go whole, half, whole, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step. That is the Aeolian mode. That's the minor key. So sad. So hopefully that explained a little bit about the modes. There are 7 modes. We use those 2 mostly.